Hi, this is Bobby Glani, best-selling author of Embrace the Chaos. Today, I'd like to talk to you about how you can grow your career. I want to share with you a very simple and profound concept, and that is this. The expert's mind has limited possibilities. A beginner's mind has unlimited possibilities. An expert's mind has limited possibilities because they've been through so many problems, they think they know the solution that's going to work and what's not. And therefore, by the nature of being an expert, you have fewer options. Whereas as opposed to the beginner's mind, which has unlimited possibilities for solutions. And let me share with you why this is important. And it is this. It is that we're living in an environment with so many specialists, so many people out in the world who are specialized and narrowly focused on something. It is going to be those who can come up with nonlinear solutions to problems that are going to grow. Nonlinear means that they're different, that they have a wide range of experiences than the other people. And I think today we're lacking this wide breadth of experience in business because people are focusing in an area and they're going really deep. And I think that's important in the beginning. But at some point you've got to zoom out. You've got to zoom out and see the bigger picture because you're able to connect this dot and that dot and that dot. Let me give you an example. I was working in a very large company in my career at Pfizer. I was working at Pfizer. I was working in sales. I moved from sales to a department called pricing. And there was only 2 people in that department. Really small department. Nobody cared about it. It was an administrative function. Well, I came from a background that I was not an expert in any pricing or financial modeling or any of that. But I had a customer approach. I was obsessed with looking at the customers that were changing. And in that case, they were not doctors as customers, they were at governments and healthcare authorities that were managing and actually dictating pricing and reimbursement for pharma industry all around the world. Well, I looked at that and I said, well, you know what? We need to apply the sales approach, a different account management approach into the health authorities and governments. That was the question I raised. How can we apply that approach? And it turned out that we needed it. The company needed that to solve a lot of problems that the company was dealing with. And so I ended up pitching a solution to senior management to create a whole new function called market access. Nobody knew about it. Nobody heard about it. It was eventually, after a year and a half of hard work convincing somebody to create it, I ended up creating it and it grew, became a really important function, and today it's called Global Health and Value. I tell you that story because it was nonlinear thinking that led me from creating a department that was looking at a department that was the small little department and looking at it in a unique way using my past experience that had nothing to do with pricing. So in other words, I was a beginner looking at the market. I was a beginner looking at my career. I was a beginner looking at a problem and applying a solution that I had learned in a different discipline. So that's one example. There's several other examples, certainly in my career, but history of science shows us that when we're curious about a completely different area, we find solutions to a very different area. And so there's lots of examples of such in science, in business today, that really tell us that if you want to grow, you've got to think non-linearly. And that means you've got to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Zoom out and look at different type of people. The second example I would give you is creating mentors. If you want to grow your career, get mentors that are completely outside of your industry. Because you know why? They're going to ask questions to you that are going to be simple, but powerful and penetrating. They're going to ask you fundamental questions about not only about yourself, about your business, your job, that you may not have thought about. And they're going to give you a perspective. And that's the other thing we talk about in my book that I co-wrote with Rehan called Make Your Own Luck. And it is this idea of having the beginner's mind, because especially if you're working in a startup, is because I need lots of different solutions for problems that you're facing. And what we try to teach you in that book, and Make Your Own Luck, is that the idea of having a broad network of friends and advisors that have nothing to do, perhaps, with the industry that you're in. Getting to know artists, getting to know journalists, getting to know different type of people, because they're going to look at this problem in a different way. So today, I think there's 2 tips I want to leave you with if you want to grow your career. All right, first is, if you're thinking about your next job, think non-linearly. Think of a different kind of job. Don't do the same job, because you don't get that breadth of experience that's going to put you on a fast track for other things to come. That's number one. So think non-linearly. It's okay. Make a lateral move, because you're going to learn a lot from that discipline. A lot of us think in corporate America or in our careers, the ladder is this way. Actually, it's never straight. The most successful executives and CEOs and leaders of organizations come at things in a very zigzag way. So think non-linearly. Second, form a non-linear advisory panel, advisory board, friends. Get into non-linear groups. These are people who are going to put you in places you've never been before. These are people who are going to ask you questions that you've never been asked before. These are places and opportunities you need to get to that are going to be completely different, and they're going to change your mind. They're going to shape your thinking. It's going to really grow and challenge you. So those are the 2 tips I want to leave you with, is get around people that are different than you, have a diversity of people to expand your mind. And the second very important thing is think non-linear growth when you're thinking about careers. I hope this video has been helpful. This is Bob Miglani with love and respect for all that you do. Have a great day.